Hi, in this video I'm actually going to do some testing of chili oil. So I have some chili oil in front of me and I'm going to be testing it on the Food Sense Generation 4. So this was the chili oil that I'm using. It was just something I could find at the local market. I got some of the oil out of it so you can get a sense of that oil. It's quite, how do I say it? So oily, it's very hydrophobic, and I'll be testing the Scoville Heat Unit of this particular chili oil. Let me go back to this so you can see here. This is chow chili oil. Like as I say, nothing special, just something I could pick up at the local supermarket. I always just like to have a quick look at the ingredients just to give me a sense of what I think the hotness is, but it's all pretty generic. I mean, dried chili peppers, there's some more chili peppers in there. It's not absolutely clear. But one thing I know about oil is the capsaicin that gives you the hotness of chilies is an organic molecule. And so they really are quite soluble into oils. So oils can actually get quite hot. It can actually sort of end up, being fairly good at extraction and concentrating. That said, let me go forward with the demonstration, say. So what I've done is I've actually used a pipette and taken out 0.1 milliliters of the oil because I said just now I think it's going to be fairly hot, so I'm going to do what's called a 1 in 100 dilution. If it was mild, I'd do a 1 in 10 dilution. With this oil, I thought, well, I'm going to do a 1 in 100 dilution. If it is a really hot sauce, something like made from Pepper X or Carolina Reaper, I might have done in 1 in 1000. And if it was a really hot powder, then I may have done 1 in 10,000. But I did 1 in 100, so I took 0.1 milliliters of the chili oil, and I what did I do? I added it to 9.9 mils of the buffer. So with the Food Sense Generation 4 for measuring the Scoville Heat Units, we get this buffer. You will see me actually run a demonstration of all of this anyways, but I put it into the buffer. So that's 0.1 mils of the oil. As I say, I've got the oil here, and I put it into 9.9 mils of the chili pot buffer. So that's basically a 1 in 100 dilution. And I vortexed it. Now I do have a vortexer in front of me as well. This ended up actually being the sample. I mean, a vortex is kind of, I don't want to say, whereas you could probably just hear the vortex going on there. That's really good. Whoops a daisy. That's really good for mixing all those things together. So, but I suspect by doing a 1 in 100 dilution, it's going to be pretty good at getting the capsaicin out of that chili oil. But as you can see, I used quite a lot of buffer, and I vortexed it. And I think I did that for a good, when I originally did this, I did that for a good 30 seconds, 30 to 60 seconds. I didn't centrifuge it. I definitely didn't need to centrifuge this, actually. It's a strong word, definitely didn't need to. But I didn't. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to add 50 microliters to it and actually run the sample. And I should really just do a quick recap before I go too far ahead. So I took 0.1 milliliters of the chili oil. I took 9.9 milliliters of the buffer. I vortexed them together for about 30 to 60 seconds. I didn't centrifuge it. And then actually I'm about to add 50 microliters to the sensor. So I'm just going to take one of these chili sensors, just snap it out, put it into the meter. As so. I'm now going to take the sample. I'm going to put about 50 microliters onto the sensor, which is what I'll do now. It's hard to see there, but I'm basically covering the tip of the sensor. There's some sensing area on that I wanted to cover. Now I'll bring the app into play. So with the app, I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm in the app is in Bluetooth connection with the meter, and I've set it up. I'm just basically going to go to the assay here, and I get a bit of a drop down. I know it's not so clear on the screen, but I can choose 1 in 10 dilution, 1 in 100, 1 in 1000, 1 in 10,000. So I choose the 1 in 100, and I will literally start the measurement. And so this is running in real time now. So the app is in Bluetooth connection with the meter. The app is telling the meter what to do, and the app is actually giving the data back to, sorry, the meter's giving the data back to the cloud. So we'll see what we get in a second. So it takes about, I think it takes about 30 seconds to run it. It's fairly quick, and it's come back with a, and I'll sort of essentially hold that up there. I can't quite read it. I think it's coming back at about 66,000, and I may be about 66,022 Scoville Heat Units. So not super pungent, not super not pungent, let's say. But that's the Scoville Heat Unit for this particular oil. So what will I do next? I'm just going to click done. And then it's actually ready. Once I've done done, it's actually ready to go back and do another, essentially another test. But what I want to do is I'm just going to change screens for a second. So if I just go to, because what I've done is in real time, it actually sent the data up to the cloud. So a lot of people are very interested. So you get the result on your phone, nice and convenient and nice and quick. But actually we save the data up in the cloud, and this is super important because then you can understand that actually you don't have to worry about, you know, especially when you're running a quality system, what date was the sample ran on, what time was the sample ran. So this says it was at on the 2nd of May. It says it was done at about 12 minutes past 7 at night. Tells you who did it. I get the raw signal, so you can never be challenged by, well, did it work or did it not work, etc. You can never be challenged because actually we have the raw signal, and then it processes the data, and I can also see the Scoville Heat Unit here. It says 6.6 times 10 to the 4, which is 66,022 or 66,020 Scoville Heat Unit. So I get, essentially, I get all of the data, the operator, the time and date, everything is kind of saved up on the cloud. So I think I will sort of do a quick, essentially a quick summary. So I took 0.1 mils of the oil, I diluted it in 9.9 mils of the buffer, that's a 1 in 100 dilution. I vortexed it, I didn't centrifuge it, I put a 50 microliter drop on the sensor, and the assay, as you saw, took about, or the measurement took about 30 seconds. If you have any questions from ZP regarding this, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Okay, thanks very much.